Imagine a tool that unlocks the hidden motivations behind your daily actions, reveals subconscious fears influencing your decisions, and offers practical guidance for your personal growth. The Enneagram system does exactly that. It provides a map of human personality through 9 interconnected types, each with its own way of seeing and being in the world. At the heart of the Enneagram is the idea that beneath our outward behaviors lies a core motivation, a driving force that shapes the way we think, feel, and act. These core motivations are accompanied by specific fears, desires, and coping mechanisms, creating distinct patterns we tend to follow throughout our lives. By understanding our Enneagram type, we gain clarity about why we do what we do, and we begin to see pathways for healthier, more fulfilling living. Let's take a closer look at these 9 types. Each one brings unique strengths and struggles, and none is better or worse than another. They're simply different lenses through which people experience the world. Type 1 is known as the reformer or perfectionist. They are driven by a desire to be good, ethical, and right. Their core motivation is the pursuit of integrity, and their greatest fear is being corrupt or bad. Ones are principled, organized, and often strive to improve both themselves and the world around them. Under stress, they may become critical or rigid, while in growth, they become more accepting and spontaneous. Type 2, called the helper, thrives on being needed and appreciated. Their core motivation is to feel loved and valued, and they fear being unwanted or unworthy. 2s are warm, generous, and empathetic, with a natural ability to sense when others need support. However, they can slip into people-pleasing or neglect their own needs in the process. Growth for 2s means setting healthy boundaries and caring for themselves as much as they do for others. Type 3, known as the achiever, is motivated by a deep need to be successful and admired. They fear being worthless or failing to make an impact. 3s are efficient, adaptable, and often rise to leadership positions. Their focus on goals can make them inspiring to others, but they can also become overly invested in image and external validation. When they grow, 3s learn to value authenticity and inner worth over mere achievements. Type 4, the individualist or romantic, seeks to find their own unique identity and express their authentic self. Their core motivation is to be understood and significant, while their fear centers on being ordinary or lacking personal significance. 4s are creative, sensitive, and attuned to deep emotions, often bringing artistry and beauty into their surroundings. Their challenge lies in avoiding self-absorption or envy, while growth comes from recognizing their innate worth and connecting with others authentically. Type 5 is the investigator, always searching for knowledge and understanding. Their motivation is to feel capable and competent, while they fear being overwhelmed or depleted. 5s are observant, analytical, and independent thinkers, thriving on exploring complex ideas. Sometimes their desire for privacy can make them seem distant or detached. Growth for 5s involves trusting others and engaging more fully with life outside their minds. Type 6, called the loyalist, seeks safety, security, and support. Their deepest fear is being without guidance or protection, which makes them vigilant and often cautious. 6s value loyalty and are responsible team players, but can struggle with anxiety or excessive doubt. Learning to trust both themselves and others is key to their personal development. Type 7, the enthusiast, is motivated by a desire to experience life to the fullest and avoid pain or discomfort. Their fear is of being trapped or deprived. 7s are energetic, optimistic, and love exploring new possibilities. At their best, they inspire joy and creativity, but can also become scattered or impulsive when avoiding negative feelings. Deepening their sense of presence and commitment brings lasting contentment. Type 8 is known as the challenger. They are driven by a need to be strong, self-reliant, and in control. Their core fear is being vulnerable or harmed. 8s are assertive, decisive, and protective, often standing up for justice or the underdog. Their intensity can sometimes come across as confrontational, but they grow by embracing vulnerability and compassion, discovering that true strength often lies in connection. Type 9, The peacemaker values harmony, inner peace, and unity. Their motivation is to avoid conflict and maintain a sense of stability, while their fear is disconnection or loss of harmony. Nines are receptive, easygoing, and supportive, yet they can struggle with inertia or neglecting their own priorities. Growth for nines means asserting themselves and engaging more actively with their own desires and purpose. The beauty of the Enneagram lies not only in identifying your type, but also in understanding how each type behaves under stress and in periods of growth, sometimes called integration and disintegration. For example, a stressed one may become critical like a 4, while a growing one may take on the joy and spontaneity of a 7. These dynamic pathways show how personality is not static, but constantly evolving, depending on our circumstances and choices. Beyond personal understanding, the Enneagram is a powerful tool for improving relationships. By recognizing the core motivations and fears of others, we develop compassion and empathy, reducing conflict and fostering deeper connection. For instance, realizing that a friend's stubbornness, type 8, comes from a desire to protect, rather than to dominate, can transform resentment into appreciation. In professional settings, the Enneagram aids teams in leveraging diverse strengths, improving communication, and resolving misunderstandings. Leaders use it to adapt their strategies and inspire their teams more effectively. Likewise, therapists incorporate the Enneagram to help clients uncover deep-seated patterns and develop personalized paths to healing. Spiritually, the Enneagram has ancient roots, with connections to mysticism and contemplative traditions. Many people use it as a guide for inner transformation, helping them recognize habitual ego patterns and move toward a more authentic, liberated self. As you explore your own type, it's common to see pieces of yourself in several descriptions. You might recognize patterns from several types, but usually, one will resonate at a deeper level, especially when you consider core motivations and fears rather than just behaviors. No matter your type, remember, the Enneagram is not a box but a mirror. It reflects subtleties within your inner world, illuminating both your shadows and your strengths. And with this knowledge comes the opportunity to grow, more aware, more compassionate, and more truly yourself. Whether you're seeking personal insight, healthier relationships, or a sense of purpose, the Enneagram invites you to look within and discover the truth of who you are and who you can become.